Alright, so we're back, and this video is to field more or less a broad strokes answer to a question that I get often. And that is, hey, I'm new at this, what should I get first? Or hey, I'm not new at this, how should I progress? And what's interesting about this is that that's not really a cut and dry answer. It's not exactly as black and white as a lot of people would like to make it out to be, especially in the social media space. Now, of course, depending on who you ask, there are two different types of folks, both really do suck, that will try to give you one of two takes. The first take is pretty head-ass, and this is the just as good crowd. Or the type of folk that will consistently try and find every single reason to knock a piece of high-quality equipment simply because it's expensive. And look, this has been memed to death. The just as good crowd that's constantly trying to tell you that their Siley optic is good enough, or the very same folk that will sit there and perpetuate the same memes over and over again about how you can't buy skill, as if that was ever the question in the first place, or the types that like to pretend like they shoot a whole lot, and this is both in the influencer and non-influencer camp, and frankly, one just feeds off the other, in that they'll review something as a, for instance, like an RMR Type 2, the RMR HD, or the RCR, and they'll say things like, oh, well, these optics aren't exciting enough for me, or they're disappointing, and the reasons will be a list of these features that these optics do not have, as a for instance, stating things like, what's so hard about a shake-awake feature in an RMR? Not realizing that the power required to turn the optic all the way on requires storage of power, which requires you to delete power in a battery in order to do it. Which really is just a way for this company to conceal the fact that they have pretty inefficient electronics, and that if they were to run all the time, they would absolutely kill these batteries really fast.